What's up, everyone? Chris from PickDogs.com here with your weekend morning show. Showing up 24/7, 365, giving you guys a ton of free pick winners. We had a fantastic day of action yesterday. Had baseball throughout the afternoon, a loaded evening slate, and then we had two of the better combat events of the year. That Spence Crawford event was fantastic. UFC 291 was great as well. But hey, we're back to the grind today on Sunday. It's not going to stop. We got a full card of baseball action all day, starting at noon Eastern time and going all the way to Sunday Night Baseball. So let's not wait to get into it. We're gonna go right into it with Big Al McMorty. And welcome Al here. Al, how's it going?
Pretty good, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Trying to recover a little bit from yesterday. It said it was a late night with all the action going on, but back at it today. How are you doing?
Doing fine. Yesterday, 1-1 on the baseball plays. Had a loose day overall, as I took it on the chin going against Kansas City yesterday. I did win a blowout with the Houston Astros against Tampa, but overall, slight losing day. Losing day after Minnesota, got beat by GHC.
Yeah, you and me both. I was on the Twins in that one too, but Kansas City just has a knack of showing up when you don't really need them to. But,
first time all year they've had a 3-game win streak.
Yeah, well, it's just like the Nationals. I think it was just a couple weeks ago when they swept the Giants. It was their first sweep in 3 years or something like that. I don't know. It was crazy. But anyways, got a decent matchup for you today. What do you like on the board?
Yeah, I'm going to look at the matchup today between Seattle and Arizona. Both of these teams obviously on the outside looking in at the playoff picture. But if either of them could catch a hot streak, they could make the postseason. Last night, the Diamondbacks won 4-3, but that was just Arizona's second win in its last 9 games. Today, decent pitching matchup. It's Merrill Kelly versus Luis Castillo. And yes, Castillo has had a down year in terms of wins and losses. He's just 6-7, but he's had solid stats. He made the All-Star team for the second straight year and the third time in his career. He has a 3.09 ERA and a 1.04 WHIP, but against interleague, in the interleague games this season, those numbers improved to 2.21 and a 1.03 WHIP. And one of the reasons Castillo has just 6 wins on the season is Seattle hasn't done well in close games when he's been on the mound. They're 3-6 in 1-run games. They're 0-3 in 2-run games. In games decided by more than 2 runs, they're 6-3 with him on the hill. So he just hasn't had a lot of luck, as they say, as the Mariners just don't win those close games with him on the hill. But I think they've got a great chance today to win, whether it's a close game or a blowout. They're 37-18 on the road. When priced from -100 to -150. And, Castillo's a slight favorite today. They're 105-89, but plus 19.9 net gains off a straight up loss. Meanwhile, Arizona's 2-12 at home versus American League West division foes. Arizona's also 47-81 at home, minus 15.0 net games when not favored. So I'm going to take the Mariners here, minus $1.10, minus $1.11, that range. And list Castillo as a starter.
Yeah, I got burned on this game yesterday. I had the Mariners in that one, and yeah, of course, the one game the Diamondbacks decided to show up. You're right, they have been playing well, basically almost since the All-Star break. This team has really come out of the gate in the second half very slow. And yeah, Kelly has been less effective at home this season. The ERA around 3.5. My concern with Castillo is that it's been the long ball. He's given up 10 home runs his last 7 starts. So this was probably a game that I wasn't going to rush to bet, but I'm with you here. I still think that the Mariners still have something in Luis Castillo. You don't just trade the farm for a guy and then don't expect something out of him. So I think you get a good outing from here. But yeah, you concerned at all about that 14-20 record in 1-run games going forward down the stretch?
I mentioned, that is a concern. They haven't done well in close games, but I was on him in his last start. I just want to be on him again. I think he'll break his losing streak.
Fair enough. We got Big Al here on the Seattle Mariners on the money line in this one. Al, what do you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
I have two good plays today in baseball. Looking for a 2-0 sweep today. And I know every handicapper will be mentioning because it's July 30th, so it's the next last day for the Pick Dogs Christmas in July special. Last year at Pick Dogs, after the juice and football and basketball combined, I was up 41.86 net game. So if someone bets $1,000 a game, they would have made $41,860 with my football and basketball picks. It was the same story the year before at Pick Dogs, and it's $500 off the annual special. If you just want to play football and you don't want to play basketball, you can save, I think, about $120. Most people want to play football and basketball, so the annual special is the best way to go. And it comes out to be, when you throw in, all the selections, horse racing and hockey and baseball and all that, it comes out to be 94 cents a play throughout the year. So it's great value, and it's the next to last day. And don't wait till Tuesday, because it's $500 more on Tuesday.
Yeah, you never want to wait until it's too late. Take advantage of it now while you still can. Also, make sure you use that promo code PICK at checkout. You got 15% off, and definitely this is the time to hop on a long-term pass. Christmas in July. These prices are only around, for a very short time every year, and with Big Al, it's definitely one of the best values I think you can find anywhere. Year after year, the results are proven. We have all our results and numbers documented at Pick Dog, so make sure you guys go on over and check them out. But Al, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. And we'll see you throughout the week on the drive-thru, and we'll see you next week on the morning show as well.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck today.
Good luck, Al. Take care. Yeah, Big Al McMorty. Yeah, that Mariners and Diamondbacks game was a tough one for me yesterday. So I'm interested to tune in today and watch and see how that one's going to turn out. But moving on, we'll bring on Mitch. Hopefully his voice isn't too hoarse from that fight yesterday. Mitch, how's it going?
It's going well, and I thought that was some pretty good commentary there by Al McMorty. I think that one of the things that he didn't mention there, but I think it adds to his point, is that the reason why Castillo loses so many tight games and low-scoring games is he pitches out of the number one hole. So when you're in the number one hole, you're up against the other team's number one. And, you're going to be in those low scoring games. You're going to be in games where your guys are going to struggle at the plate. And it's just a natural thing. It's like, if you're, facing the Clayton Kershaw, if you're squaring off against the Clayton Kershaws and the Justin Verlanders of the world every night, every time out, then, it's a little bit different if you're facing off against, let's say, Williams from the Nationals or something like that, right? I mean, it's just a different story. Or Drew Smiley, right? So or Wade, someone like that. So that's why Castillo gets involved in those games. It was the same thing in Cincinnati. He's having the same issues here in Seattle. He's just one of those guys. It's like, if it wasn't for bad luck, he'd have no luck at all.
Yeah. Speaking of no luck at all, and speaking of teams that are struggling at the plate, we'll take a look at your game. You got the Cardinals and the Cubs. What do you got in this one?
Well, I think I'm just, when all else fails, I took a beating on the fight last night. I got to tell you, I did well in baseball yesterday. I'm a dog player, so there were some great dogs that hit yesterday. Nationals, Pirates. We had all of those in our premium picks. So if you grabbed my late 3-pack, you cashed really, really nicely. But the thing is that, I parlayed all those with Spence, who busted up my parlay. Congrats to Terrence Crawford. I mean, really well prepared. Great game plan, top shape. And of course, the best, it's easy to say Crawford easy now. It's easy to say it after the fight, right? But nobody thought it was going to be Crawford easy, Crawford easy after the fight. I mean, that's about as pathetic and sad as it gets. But anyways, I'm 1,000% giving out winners after the fights and games are over. The thing is that, I thought that Crawford's ring walk, clearly the best ring walk of all time. So as well, on top of that, Spence looked gassed. I didn't love Spence's comment after the fight, but it is what it is. I'm going to be a man and admit that he beat me. I agreed to the weight. that basically says it was the weight that got me. And I do believe that the weight got him. I do believe that was a factor. But it's like, I'm going to be a man about it and say that he beat me. I bet Crawford, so I did believe it. You bet it today? They let you bet it after the fight? Because, I don't know. We're not here to talk about yesterday's wins and losses. I'm just talking about the fight. But it's like, you want to? I bet on the Patriots to beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl. I also had Tyson against Michael Spinks in that fight, and I had I lost on Leonard Hearns, so I lost that one. But I mean, we could talk about old fights and old stuff and old bets. I had the Pirates yesterday and Nationals and that. But anyways, but it was always exciting to be in the building, and with Tony Brown, always a good time. But well, I never think it's a good call after the fight. I think any calls after the game and after the fight are not good calls. I think they're pathetic. But anyways, to this one, Cubs and Cardinals. I had the Cubs yesterday as well. Let's talk about yesterday's games. And I've had against the Cardinals all season long. There's certain teams that I just go against them almost every single game, and you're going to win money. Phillies, Padres, Cardinals. I mean, you just keep betting against these teams, you are going to win money. It's like Phillies, way over bet, always a big favorite. So if you're on the other side, I mean, like today they've got, not my game, but it's like, you want to bet minus 150 on Chris Sanchez on the road, be my guess, But anyways, on this one, we've got really not a great option here for the Cubbies with Tyone, but it really doesn't matter much. This isn't really about, or Kyle Hendricks really doesn't matter too much about who's pitching and who's playing. For me, it's just a pure fade of the Cardinals. I just see Cardinals on the board. I pick the other team because they're over bet, and for some reason, people don't seem to believe that they've got 2 feet in the grave and dirt kicked over on top of them. I don't understand it, but in any event, for me, it's a fade of the Cardinals rather than a play on the Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it all the time on the morning show. I'm with you on the Cubs here, but what do you think of the Cardinals? I was talking about it with Rod yesterday. Almost feels like they're in denial that they're like, you know what, we're not trading. Yesterday they announced, they're not trading Nolan Arenado. They're basically going to hold firm with what they've got, and it's just almost like they don't want to admit to being sellers at the trade deadline.
Well, I think they don't need to be trades. I don't think they need to be sellers at the trade deadline. I think they've had some underperforming pitchers, and I think they might need to add pitching for the future. But this is a team that hasn't had a losing season since 2007, so the probability of them stringing together losing seasons is pretty slim. I think, they're thinking we'll live to fight another day, and I think that that's fine. If you think, you look at the outfield, you look at Arenado, you look at Goldschmidt, you look at this team, and on paper, they're actually pretty good. The problem is on the field, they suck. And I think, we've taken advantage of it all season long. When all else fails, we rely on Old Faithful. We fade the Cardinals. And I'm going to continue to do that all the way home.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Mitch here on the Chicago Cubs. Some nice plus money here. Mitch, what do you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
I've got my $15 big play, and then I also have 2 additional plays. I might add even more to that. But, as Al said, Christmas in July is really, what it's all about the next 2 days. Take advantage of it. This is the time. If you're on the fence, you don't have much more time to be on the fence. Got 2 days. You can still use the discount code PICK to get an additional 15% off those Christmas and July prices. We don't extend it. We don't grant like an extra day. Oh, I didn't know, or any of those things. We've made it crystal clear. I mentioned it in every video. We mentioned it in every show. It is our cheapest prices of the year. We don't really run any other specials except for Christmas and July. It's really, we have a discount code, but we don't run any other specials or, summer hot deals or any of those things. We only run the Christmas in July. So take advantage of it while it's there. I think our pricing is fair all year long. So that's why we do it that way. But Christmas in July always a little something special.
Yeah, definitely. Best time of year to hop on these long-term passes is Christmas in July. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree. That those are the we always price everything fairly and get maximum value. You always get great value at Pick Dogs, but Christmas in July is some of the best times to hop on. But
anyways, I should be back home tomorrow in the studio, and I got a red eye tonight, so I'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for that show. If I make it back, it's going to be close. Yeah, I lost the fight, so what? I've lost bets before, so it's happened. I've won plenty, I've lost plenty. But what I don't do is I don't give the picks out the next day. Anyways, Chris, knock him dead. Thank you for hosting on the weekends. Of course, we got NFL season coming up. Take advantage of all the awesome passes out there. And of course, probably go back to our roundtable format for NFL season. We're going to go with a lot more extensive graphic packages, kind of the way we do it during the week.
Yeah, absolutely. But Mitch, I'll see you tomorrow morning, hopefully. And
no, actually, see, the thing is, when I say about my good calls or whatever, I give out the picks before the game stuff, right? I don't normally do that. It was only that you started talking about your picks, this guy here, right? See, the thing is, if you look at my pick history and you look at my videos, I gave out the picks before the game. I didn't come here afterwards and talk about some pick, right?
No.
It's kind of like, whatever. I don't really care. But it's like, we're not pick dogs. We've never been about, I have in my studio, I have the sign. I pick 100% of the games that I get to pick after the rover,
Yeah, I still have my T-shirt too, so I could probably throw it on for tomorrow's show.
Crap, you took a beating. Nothing fun about losing in Vegas. It's a walk of shame, man. It's like.
So I'm just trying to project this. We've got a potential red-eye flight along with a case of the Mondays. Oh boy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close back for the show, but we'll see. I forget what time my flight actually gets in, but we'll figure it out. If I'm not there. You know
me, I'm always on standby.
Well, the thing is, you don't need to be a capper to put your picks. We always say, put your picks in the comments before the game starts. I say it every video, every day. It's every video, every day. Anyways, we got tons of places to put comments. We have 86 million people that have put comments on our videos giving their picks. So if you can't figure out how to do it, man, it is what it is. Anyways, Chris, I'm not going to sit here and engage any longer. But anyways, have a nice show, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see if I can salvage some money drown my sorrows at the craps table.
There you go. Good luck, Mitch. I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one.
Oh boy. Mitch, potential case of the Mondays, the red-eye flight, and we'll have to see how the rest of the day goes at the craps table. That might just we'll either be breaking even or we'll I don't want to think of the alternative. Anyways, we're gonna bring in David Racy here. I'm gonna talk some more baseball. David, how's it going?
Not bad. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing all right, trying to prepare myself for the storm that might be coming tomorrow.
Well, let's hope the craps table's hot and the moods are good,
Yeah, I think that's all. That's all we can hope for, anyways. On exactly. any day ending in Y. But how was your Saturday?
Saturday wasn't too bad. My Tigers got a road win, as they really are out of the AL Central race now. But I'll take any victory I can get at this point. They were celebrating Miguel Cabrera down there. They had their biggest crowd since I think 2017. So I guess we got to take our celebrations here for what we can get here in Detroit.
Well, this is what I need you to understand. Anyone is still alive in the AL Central right now. I would almost. I was going to say maybe even Kansas City, but I don't think that's in the realm of possibility. But pretty much anybody is still alive in the NL Central or AL Central. So NL Central too, I guess, for that matter. But anyways, which match do you want to talk about today?
Yeah, so I am actually going to go right back to that Tigers-Marlins matchup. But today I like Miami to get the win. I see in the comments here, Marlins have been bad lately. They have been. They're 3-10 in their last 13, but they have won 3 of their last 5. So maybe they're turning it around, and they still are fighting in that NL wild card race where they are a half game back currently. But I really like the Marlins starting pitcher today, Jesus Luzardo. He's been fantastic, and he's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 7 straight starts, including a 13 strikeout performance last time out. The Marlins are 5-2 in Luzardo's last 7 starts, and I think he has another good outing here against a Detroit team that just does not hit the ball very consistently. When you're looking at Detroit, they're 11 games under 500. They've lost 6 of their last 9. They've had solid pitching this year, or I guess decent pitching, but that offense ranks 28th in runs scored and 28th in batting average. They're going with Tariq Skubal today. He's made 4 starts. 3 starts have been solid. Not giving up any earned runs, but the other start, the only road start, came in Kansas City where he allowed 7 earned runs. So I'm going to go with the Marlins here, as I think they get the series win and a much needed win in that NL wildcard race.
Yeah, I gotta say it's a great day for some knock baseball. Anyone who's watched our morning show knows Luzardo a cult favorite, a cult hero. Yeah, he's pitched really well. He's pitched his best baseball at home, which I think is the difference here. I think it just speaks to how well the Marlins had played up to the All-Star break. That like you said, they've lost 10 of their last 13. But yeah, this is still a team that's hanging around right in the wild card picture, and I think that's going to be a tight race basically to the final day of the season. I mean, right now you've got 5 teams all within 1 game of each other atop the NL wild card. So
yeah,
go ahead.
No, it is. It's crazy. You got the Giants, the Phillies, the Reds, the Marlins, the D-backs, and then really the Cubs only 3 games out, which is funny because not a lot of people have talked about the Cubs this year, and they're just hanging around. They're just hanging around, and they could easily make a move. I'll be curious to see what they do at the deadline here. I would doubt that they're going to try to be buyers, but I guess you never know.
I think they're okay with just flying under the radar. I think that this Cubs team, they don't want too much attention drawn to themselves. But I think it was only a couple weeks ago we were all talking about maybe Cody Bellinger being on the market and all these guys potentially being shipped out for the Cubs and focusing on next year. And then all of a sudden, you win a few games in a row. Now I think they're on 8 games in a row entering today, and only 3 games out in the wild card. And like we talked about, both central divisions are up for grabs right now. So I think the Cubs could be a sneaky dark horse if you're looking at futures to potentially win the NL Central. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying it could be some nice value there. It's worth taking a shot on. But anyways, we got David here on the Miami Marlins on the money line here. David, what do you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
So I have another 5 MLB premium plays up. I have them posted in an MLB 5-pack. I also have a couple posted individually, so go ahead and check them out. But whatever you do, just head on over to Pick Dogs Premium. Join me or one of the other cappers for the day, or like Mitch and Chris and everyone else has talked about. Long-term passes are the better value. You're going to get way more bang for your buck. So head on over to Pick Dogs Premium, check it out, and let's all have a winning Sunday.
Yeah, guys, definitely. It's going to be a broken record just for the next couple of days. You're going to hear us talk about Christmas in July, but this is the definite way to go. Just to get the most value, the most bang for your buck. We all want to get the most, stretch out our dollar the most we can, especially in today's economy. But if this is something that you want to take on long term, make money long term, it's definitely the way to go. Especially with David, caps all the sports and. That yearly pass the way to go. If that's not something that you're in for, that's okay. We've got tons of other options to Pick Dogs. That 2-for-1 capper deal. Pair David up with anyone you see on the site, and even if you want to just go with the daily pass, that's a great option as well. But David, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. And we will we'll see you on the drive-through throughout the week, and we'll probably see you on next weekend's morning show as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I see I'm getting roasted in the comments here from Mr. Luzardo. I guess we can't have a joke, huh?
Yeah, you know what? We can't. It's. Yeah, I think we got to pick our. Some people got to pick our spots, but it's okay. It's all tongue in cheek, and I've kind of become numb to it at this point. I've flubbed so many names that I've just I'm kind of just, I don't want to say I don't pay attention to it anymore, but it's just like I figure I'm going to get roasted somewhere down the line, so I might as well just take it as it comes.
Exactly. Well, good luck today. Have a good Sunday, and I'll talk to you.
You as well. Take care. Got David Racy here on the weekend show. Yeah, it's a great matchup, and like you guys know, if you've watched our morning show, Jesus Luzardo, knock always one of our favorites. But anyways, we're gonna bring in Wayne Scott because I know had a great time watching that fight yesterday. Maybe not with Danilo Donaire, but still it was a decent, pretty good event, I should say. Wayne, how's it going?
Not bad. Mix of emotions yesterday. I definitely got to experience a little bit of every emotion that I had yesterday, from excitement to shock to happiness to sadness. Why did I do this dumb bet? So I got a little bit of everything. I got a little bit of everything yesterday, but dope day all in all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the first boxing event that I had watched in a fair while, almost front to back, and that main event. my takeaway from it is, I don't want to use the word dominant, but I don't know what other word that you can really use for Crawford. I think Spence will be just fine. But yeah, you and I talked about it a little bit yesterday. We'll get to the baseball in a second, but I'm not much of a boxing guy. I know, I'm more of a UFC guy, and I know they're not identical, but they're still combat sports. A lot of the tie-ins are still the same. And when you have a boxer that has a 60% hit rate on his power punches, or on his power punches, 42%,
stopped.
yeah, 42% on his jabs. What can you do at that point? I genuinely, I just don't know.
You hit it right on the head, Chris. That was a dominant performance. There's no way around it. It's not that I didn't expect Crawford to be that good. I guess I didn't expect Spence to kind of be that bad. I've never seen Spence fight like that. I'm not gonna make no weight drain excuse or whatever, but he definitely looked out of it. He didn't look himself. He didn't look as strong as he normally looked, and Crawford took advantage of it. And they're talking about possibly moving up in weight to make this fight. Both of them might be a little easier for him, but I think we get the same outcome, man. I think Crawford just showed last night he was clearly just a better fighter with through from the beginning to the end. It didn't look like Spence had a chance.
Yeah. Now, I'll say it. I'm not a huge boxing guy, so you look at the scorecard that they were showing on the screen and what they anticipated it was going to be. So you knew Crawford was probably winning that fight. It's just you never want to say never or assume that it's over, but you knew Crawford was probably winning that. Do you think that was a quick stoppage when the ref stepped in, or do you think it was just a foregone conclusion? He was just like, enough's enough.
Yeah, I'm normally pretty critical of them stoppages because we've had some bad stoppages in boxing, but I agree with that one. I mean, Spence been knocked down 3 times. You don't want to see him take too much damage. And when Crawford was hitting them with them punches in the round that they stopped, Spence couldn't block him. He was trying it. You see, he was trying to like gauge. His feet was there. He was still like conscious enough to block him, but he wasn't blocking nothing. He was getting hit like bad. So I thought it was a great stoppage from Spence. That was a smart stoppage by the ref. No complaints. I think they did the right thing for Spence.
Yeah, I can see why a lot of people have been talking about Terrence Crawford. Those lightning quick. I mean, that's the same thing with Spence. It was really on display for Crawford in that fight. But go ahead. Wait, you gonna say something?
No, I was just about to just point out Crawford's timing. You know what I'm saying? Like it just seemed like anything Spence did, he was a second quicker. And when Spence was landing shoulder shots and stuff, when Crawford was landing, it was more just precise. Whether it was chin, it was beautiful. It was sad but beautiful. It was sad but beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. But anyways, we go from boxing and now we start focus. It's in the past. Now we move on to today's baseball card. What do you got on the board for us today?
Got crushed yesterday, first and foremost, in baseball, boxing, all aspects. So definitely looking to get back right. We're going to this Phillies game, Phillies and Pirates, and at this 9.5, if it was 8.5, I'd definitely be on the over here. But at 9.5, I think it's just a little too high, banking off these pitchers looking bad. But Christopher Sanchez is not as bad as the numbers show. And he's 1-4 in his last 5 with to the under. And on the other side, Rich Hill is a 4-1 to the over. But I'm banking on the bullpens in this game. I don't think Chris Sanchez is going to give up a lot of runs. Rich Hill doesn't play good at home, but he's not giving up more than 3 to 4 runs. So even if he has one of them games where he gives up 4 runs, I just don't think the bats for either one of these teams are very consistent. I think Sanchez comes out there and does a good job. Rich Hill will give up a few runs, but both of these teams' bullpen has been playing outstanding, not giving up but 1 or 2 runs in the last 10, last 5, and on the season. So if we can get out of this starting pitcher, out of these starting pitchers' way, and they can pitch semi-decent, I definitely think we'll be good going under 9.5 with that hook in this one.
Yeah, I was with you here. I do lean towards the under. I was personally on the Phillies in this game. I know Mitch says all the time, you'll make more money than you'll lose every year if you just consistently bet on the underdogs, and that's not incorrect. I mean, it is a fact. You'll end up ahead, which is teams averaging 60 to 70 wins a year on the low end. But the Phillies aren't going to lose every game, and Christopher Sanchez has been pretty good. I mean, last time out in what felt like a playoff type atmosphere against the Baltimore Orioles in a game that both teams needed, Sanchez, who, let's not forget, was basically a bullpen arm or a long relief arm, comes in at home and throws 7 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts in that game. And against a Pirates team that's one of the worst in baseball against lefties, yeah, I don't see them scoring a ton of runs here. So I would go Phillies money line for me personally here. But yeah, like I said, Rich Hill. Yeah, I don't expect a ton from Rich Hill in this game. He's usually a 5-inning guy at best. And yeah, the Pittsburgh bullpen has actually been pretty decent in some of their recent games as well. So I'm with you here. I think 9.5 too high in this one. But
And I'm with you on the Phillies money line. It's just a number thing for me. Like kind of Mitch says, not that I don't think Phillies are gonna win, but I don't want to lay a pretty much a game and a half when it comes to unit size, 150 for them, and then they mess around and lose by 1 or something like that. So to me, the safer play is the under, but Philly money line definitely looks good here too.
And we got Wayne here on the Pirates and the Phillies on the under 9.5 here. Wayne, what do you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
I got my play of the day out there. My just one pick out there for sale today. I do have 3 plays all together, but 2 for my long term. So check me out long term by getting a 3 7-day. As these guys been saying, Christmas in July is about to end. You can get ready to get with me long term, and we can get ready for football and continue to cash, man. Got to get back up climbing. A rough day yesterday, so I'm definitely looking to trail lightly, but start chipping back away from yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great way to look at it. Just, I always say it takes the bad days to make you appreciate the good ones, and then you're just gonna move forward today. Yesterday's gone, tomorrow's a new day, and now we got football season around the corner. So this is definitely a time where you want to hop on a long-term pass with Wayne. Like we're going to be talking about it the next couple of days. So if you hate broken records, I do apologize. But Christmas in July, you only got a couple more days to take advantage of it. The yearly pass, definitely the best way to go. And again, if the yearly pass is a big chunk for you, there are plenty of other options, and there's a great way to take advantage of it is to use that promo code PICK for 15% off. If you just want to hop with Wayne on a daily pass, hey, you do you, and then once you profit with that, you move on to a long-term pass as well. Just like I said, many options for you picked out, especially that 2-for-1 capital promotion as well. Possibilities are endless. But Wayne, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Love talking the fight, and we'll see you throughout the week on the drive, and we'll see you on the weekend as well next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Chris. Thank you for having me. And good luck on your bets, everybody, today. Let's cash on them.
See you later, Wayne. Good luck. Got Wayne Scott here on the weekend show. Move on to our last couple of guests. First one we're going to bring is Rod Zawacki. Got another great baseball day of action. CFL wasn't kind to me yesterday, but Rod, how's it going?
Yeah, CFL was a 1-1 day. Saskatchewan definitely looked abysmal against Toronto. Wow, this Toronto team is looking real. They're going to be tough to knock out of the CFL this season. They look like they can just roll over everybody and repeat as Grey Cup champs. And the Elks, well, did their usual, set the record. 21 straight losses at home. No points scored by the Elks at home. I think they've scored like maybe 2 touchdowns at home this season, all season in the 6 games. So 1-1 in the CFL for us there.
I don't know how you don't score a point in a CFL game. I mean, for those of you who don't know, Canadian football, you just have to punt the ball into the end zone. If they take a knee in the end zone and get a touchback, you still get a point.
You still get a point. How do you score nothing?
Like I know us Canadians got weird rules, but I mean, even then, he can still score a point. But yeah, I'm starting to wonder if fans are going to be showing up to those games at all anymore. I mean,
you should see the $21 gets you nice close. Get your right seat right behind the bench. $21.
Oh, yeah. If you're Canadian or if you tune in to CFL and you watch the Edmonton Elks next home game, start counting the paper bags that you see in the stands. You're going to start seeing people wearing the paper bag hats and the helmets.
Oh, they're already there.
They're already
there. They were already there. They were out. Look at that. I went to a preseason game already this season for the Elks. And they had the paper bags out already. I see there were a group of 4 guys sitting there with a paper bag. The season hasn't officially started, but we're paper bag.
We're mid-season ready. Like there's we're not waiting. And another side note, honestly, I've watched the Argos here and never knew that Ryan Dinwiddie was the coach. I had no idea. Yeah. I remember I thought he was still playing. I thought he was still had no idea. And then I see Coach Ryan Dinwiddie, and I see he's been the coach for like 3 years, like since like the COVID era. I'm like, where have I been?
He's been the coach for a couple of years now, and let that team just looks beast. Ooh, Toronto's going to be a tough out this season. The CFL. I would put a little small wager on now. CFL wins the Toronto Argonauts win the Grey Cup and repeat. They're tough.
The irony is it's in Hamilton again this year. So what better way to win the Grey Cup than on your rival's home soil? But anyways, got a full baseball card today. Rob, what are you looking at?
Let's get you guys another winner here. We got a nice winner with the Cubs yesterday. We're gonna go with the Reds taking on the Dodgers here in this one, the rubber match. In this one, 1-1 in the series. You look. Graham Ashcraft getting the start here, and he remembers the Dodgers well. He only went a couple innings and got a comebacker off the thigh there, off his leg, and then knocked him out for a few games. So he only went 2 innings, and definitely he'll remember that. I think he's been pitching well since then as well. He's come back. He struggled his first outing back off of that injury, taking the comebacker. But then since then, his last 5 games, he hasn't given up more than 2 runs. Has Graham Ashcraft pitching very well. And then aside Michael Grove getting the start for the Dodgers, and he's definitely got over the last 5 games a 1-run higher ERA. And Grove and Dave games hasn't been good. 0-2 with a 14 ERA. And the last time we seen Grove, the Jays were beating him up. He gave up 8 hits, and he was lucky to only give up 2 runs versus the Jays in that game with the 8 hits. And Jays stranded a few guys that could have been an uglier line for him there. And you look at once you throw it to the bullpens, the Reds with the edge on the bullpens there. But the bats is the Reds have been crushing right-handed hitting, and I think they pitching, and I think they crush Grove here today. I think they jump out to an early lead and just never look back. So I'm going to go with the Reds here. Nice plus money. They're 3-2 already this season versus these Dodgers. I think they're making 4-2. I think the Reds here. Too much value to pass up here.
Yeah, I was. If anything, for me in this one, I was with you here on the Reds at the plus money. I have such a hard time pulling the trigger with Graham Ashcraft. It's just personal for me because I still remember last year when this guy got roughed up for the first time, and I said it, and it happened again this year too, where he got roughed up for the first time, then he never really found his footing. This year, got roughed up, had a few rough starts, but now, like you said, he's been pitching pretty well. I think 5 starts where his last 5, he's given up 2 runs or less, gone into the 6th inning in each of them. So. But again, so it's the Dodgers you're up against here, so it's not going to be easy. But I'm with you though. I think that there is just too much value on the Reds to pass. I mean, this is a Reds team that's still just a half game back in the NL Central.
Yeah, exactly right. And he was looking good in that game. I remember that game. He was in the 2nd inning, was pitching well, and then just got the comebacker off the leg and knocked him out of that game. And so I think he's going to have a little chip in his on his shoulder, going, "Hey, I was pitching well in that game before I got the comebacker off the leg there and knocked him out." So I think he's got a little chip, and I think Graham Ashcraft goes 6 innings as he has been, 1-2. And I think he goes deep in this one and then throw it to the bullpen late. They get the. I think the Reds get up to a lead here. I think they clobber Grove early. So if you want to take the Reds first 5-2, I think they get to Grove early in this one, and then just never look back.
I think it's definitely probably a good way to go in this. So we got Rod here on the on Cincinnati Reds in the money line right now around plus 150. So do your line chop and try to get the best possible number. But Rob, what do you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium, I got my 10-star play of the day, 39-22. The last 61 on it. You can scoop it up over at Pick Dogs Premium, or as we say, it's 2 days left. That Christmas in July. That was a chance to save a whole pile of money and get everything I got going this season. We'll have NBA, hockey, college football, NFL, college hoops. Grab that Christmas in July year pass and join me for the year, and let's crush the bookies. I'm excited about hockey. We're gonna make some big money in hockey this year.
And definitely a way to go is long-term pass. And like Rod said, again, sorry if I'm going to sound like a broken record, but Christmas in July, great way to go. Yearly passes for all the captains around $1,000, and or the majority of captains around $1,000. Don't want to speak for everybody, but use that promo code PICK at checkout. You get 15% off. And like I said, even if the yearly pass is a lot for you, there's still just tons of other options. Any long-term passes from 3 days up to a month, whether it's just Rod or Rod with someone else, part of the 2-for-1 capper deal, or even if you just want to go with the daily pass, make some profit that way, and then parlay that into a longer-term pass. Again, just tons of different ways to go at Pick Dogs. But Rod, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it, and we will see you throughout the week on the drive, and we'll see you next weekend as well.
Definitely. Have yourself a good day. One more quick note. Take the Calgary Stampeders over the Montreal Alouettes today. I know Calgary hasn't fared so well versus Montreal, but this is a spot. Calgary this season has been they've been very good at not turning the ball over, second in the CFL and not turning the ball over. While on the other side of the ball, Montreal loves to turn the ball over. They're 8th in turnovers allowed, and they definitely do it quite a bit. And I think Calgary capitalizes on those turnovers. You look at Calgary 12-3-1 following an APS loss. I know they're 0-6 coming into Montreal. That's why everybody's humping Montreal. We're going to take Calgary on the money line. You know how much I hate Calgary, so take Calgary on the money line. You can take the 2.5 points if you'd like, but Calgary's going to beat them outright. Take a money line over Montreal.
Well, there you have it. Cincinnati Reds with a Calgary Stampeder kicker.
Calgary Stampeders. 2 red teams.
There you go. Oh boy. Want the red parlay. All right.
Yeah, the red parlay.
Well, thanks, Rod. I appreciate it. We will we'll see you next week.
Yeah, definitely. Have yourself a good one. Good luck with all your bets today. Also, smash that like button. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a ton. We appreciate everybody. Have yourself a great Sunday.
Thanks, Rod. Rod on the drive through. Now we get to our last guest before you get to my play. We bring in Eric Pathy. Eric, how's it going?
What is going on, my man?
How you doing?
I was trying to look up betting handles on Canadian football to follow Rod, but it's like I can't. I wanted to Google it real quick to see. I got to imagine the handle has to be low, with all respect to you Canadians up north. But I just don't know if betting syndicates. I've never had betting syndicates that actually got involved in it, because in my world it's all about liquidity. How much money can you actually bet versus picking a winner? Like, let's say you had the greatest system in the world, just to deviate what I was going to originally start with coming off Rod. Let's say you had the greatest system in the world. You had the Back to the Future. You had the newspaper that showed you the results yesterday, but you could only bet $5 a game.
Yeah.
Would it matter?
No, exactly.
So from betting, a lot of people don't understand the liquidity is the issue. It's not the actual games. There's a lot of winners that can be had in a lot of these niche sports. But the question is, if you're a pro and you're trying to make 7%, 10% on $1 million, which is 100,000, you can't even get down enough action. And I talked to a lot of people. A lot of people have been reaching out via text message, and I say to them, "What do you bet a game?" They want to offer to me before I say anything what they bet a game. I said, "Well, what you bet a game is meaningless. It doesn't matter. It's the reference of the actual pie, the pizza pie." So when I look at these niche sports, I always ask myself, can I get enough money down? When the pandemic happened, you could get more money down on Chinese baseball and Taiwan baseball and internationals. Soccer's no issue. And I don't know if you're aware of this, a lot more soccer fans actually in Canada than in North America from a betting point of view. The biggest handle of all sports in the world is soccer. So, I mean, it blows what they do in one day in soccer blows it's like NFL is like this. I don't know if the viewers are aware of how much money is moving globally in soccer, but I just wanted to, I always think about it when he gives out the free selection. Could you get down $100,000 on a CFL game? And the answer is probably it'd be very, very hard.
Yeah, it'd be very difficult. It's difficult even in a Canadian market. I can tell you that much. But,
really? So you can't just get on your app or your
I mean, you can, but I'm just saying, it's like that kind of money. I think it's just difficult regardless of regardless of what book you're using. But
well, I was listening to you guys, and my 50-cent rule, which a lot of people were commenting on yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, if you took every team plus 50 cents, which again is a free information, Pittsburgh plus 55 cents, Kansas City plus 65 cents, Milwaukee plus 80 cents, Cincy plus 70 cents, Texas plus 55 cents. No handicapping, like Mitch was talking about having Pittsburgh and Washington. So you go 2 and 3. You make $3,200 betting a dime a game on the 2 winners. You lose $300 on the $3,000 on the 3 losers, and you go 2 and 3, and you scalp $200. You just brainlessly betting. So today it's the same thing. Today you have 6 games: Milwaukee plus 70 cents, Washington plus 220, Cincy plus 50 cents. It makes the bubble. Angels plus 60 cents. KC plus 50 cents, it makes the bubble. Texas plus 70 cents, it makes the bubble. I was listening to you guys talking about Kansas City. I think Big Al was talking about Kansas City. Yesterday, if you were a Dime Club member, we had a total, and I'm just going to give you the total amount of games. I should know this. 5 selections total. We had Seattle minus 120, loser. San Francisco plus 15 cents, winner. The Yankees, yes, you heard it. The Yankees plus 5 cents against my Orioles. I'm not always a homer. Plus, I'm not making these selections in all fairness, right? They come from the betting groups. The Yankees, winner. And then we had the Kansas City Royals, not plus the 65 cents, but plus the 1.5 even money. Because as I've said on the show several times, you were talking about Mitch saying if you bet dogs, you're going to always have an edge. The biggest edge in all of baseball is the plus 1.5 plus money or even money. So if you can get plus 1.5, so when you have a home team and you have an opportunity to get plus 1.5 plus even money, a professional betting group is always going to take the advantage. Yeah, they may win 10-7, but you always want that value of the plus 1.5. And then the only loss we had, we went 3-2 yesterday. Texas Rangers plus 60 cents, losing again even money, making a dime for the day. If you've been playing every game this week since the beginning of the week, I did the numbers before we came on the air. I'm 17-12 in the Dime Club this week from Monday to Saturday, 29 releases on Telegram with a net profit of 4.6 units. So if you bet all of these games, while 17 minus 12, you're up 4 units, the reality is you're up 4.6 units. So a dime player is up $4,600 because when I look through the week of these 29 games, maybe 9 of them were favorites. Small favorites like that 20-cent Seattle play yesterday. You said you were on Seattle yesterday too?
Yeah, unfortunately I was. I got
Come on, man. Come on. I don't know that team is, but again, I'm not really, honestly, in all fairness, like I tell people, I joke, I'm not looking at these games. I'm not watching the game. I just look at the final score. And, again, you were telling me that you have a limit of about minus 150 on the favorite side.
I prefer to limit it to minus 150. I'll sometimes break that, but minus 150 is sort of my comfort zone.
Yeah, so I would say, looking back at the week of all of my plays, I think the highest favorite that we had for the week was minus 120. So, but basically, we live in the world of minus 110, minus 120 on the favorite side. Never really go. And then another thing is, I don't know about how you play. I like to ask the cappers, each capper that when I play, I always play to risk, not to win. So a lot of clients make the mistake where they'll call me up and they'll say, I bet a dime a game. Okay. Then they don't tell. But I said, what does that mean? If a team is minus 200, oh yeah, I bet 2,000 to win 1,000. I go, that's not betting a dime a game. A dime a game is betting a dime to win 500. So I'm always on the risk side. So for you, how do you handle even a 150? Are you going to risk to win 1 unit, or are you going to risk 1 unit to win less than 1 unit?
I just risk 1 unit to win whatever I win. That's
now I do believe that 99% of the gamblers make the mistake of betting to win, not to risk. And I don't know how the apps are set up in Canada, but in the United States, the legal sports books and even the PPHs, they're basically they default to win.
Yeah.
So you have to switch the setting, otherwise You go, oh, I want to bet this game to win I want to risk a diamond. Before you know it, you go, oh, I fat fingered it, and they were laying 220, and you risk double, and you didn't even realize it, because they realize most people are all about how much they can win, because innately, psychologically, a professional sports bettor only cares about his risk. And I do believe, trying to educate people in the Dime Club, a professional sports bettor cares about risk, while a gambler cares about how much they're winning.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair point on that.
Now, let me ask you real quick about streaks. How do you like the fact that the only other streak in baseball right now, as we sit here, is the Toronto Blue Jays winning 3 in a row?
I never feel good about the Toronto Blue Jays. It's short and sweet.
I got to give you a little Toronto love here, and I got to also tell you something. You know what's interesting? You already know this, but for the listeners, you know what's interesting about Toronto? They're one of the very few teams that's profitable at home this season. Negative on the road, while you have teams like Baltimore that are break even at home and amazing on the road. Yeah. So, like, they're the only team where that home team edge seems to be an advantage to your betting dollars versus every other team. Why do you think that is, since you're there?
I honestly have no idea. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Just the team just plays well at home, and it's, again, there's certain pitchers that don't. Alec Manoah doesn't.
You think because it's closed? You think because it's a closed dome, or
it doesn't? But it doesn't have to be. Like, the dome is open often as well, as long as weather permits. But yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you why they're so profitable at home. They play well at Rogers Center.
And but, all this talk about my team, they're garbage at home. I mean, I'm like, this whole town is covered in orange. I even bought new tennis shoes yesterday, and of course I had to get the orange ones. Right? I had to rock the orange. But everybody, it's like an orange city, right? Everywhere we go, orange, and then they go to the stadium and then they lose.
Yeah. That's how it always works. That's just what I've learned, unfortunately. But
exactly. So I know you guys have been talking about the Christmas in July promotion.
Yeah.
I don't have one online because I don't sell anything online. I'm the only one on the platform that doesn't have anything to offer to the Pick Dogs community online. If you guys want to send me a text at 775-636-7676, I'll let you know about how you can purchase the football season and get access to the remainder of baseball absolutely free, or take advantage of my annual membership where we work on a payment plan. But again, like I said, this is something new that we're doing here with Mitch. I've been doing it since April. Glad to be part of the community. Like, I just uploaded the video to Mitch. And before we get into today's complimentary selection, that is basically the promotion that I'm going to run to July 31st tomorrow, which is, if you text me, you have a $5,000 to $10,000 bankroll. Minimum, please. I love everybody that texts me. If you have a $300, $400, $500, $600 bankroll, you got $2,000, $3,000 in your account, please go online. Buy picks from Chris. Buy picks from all the other cabbers on the site. Go purchase those premium discounted rates. Let them make a lot of money giving you winners online, because I'm not for you. I'm not for everybody. I got to stand to the side, let you guys make the millions of dollars you're going to make online, doling out winners. I mean, when I listen to Big Al, and he talks about, season after season, he quantifies the entire season. He says, if you were with me last year, you made 41 units. The year before, you made about 41 units. You made what I always wonder, and I don't know what your opinion is, who had the discipline to actually follow through the whole season and profit from the 41 units? Because me, as a telephone advisor, as a guy that's been speaking to his clients for 35 years, I'll give a guy 10 winners in a row and then lose one, and he'll tell me I blew it all in the 11th. So what's your take on that? Do you get hate email when you're 80% on a run and you lose the 20%?
I get hate emails all the time. So I like I said, I'm used to it at this point. Yeah. So it comes with the territory. But anyways, got people asking in the comments section. What's your what do you have for us for today?
Oh, yeah, that's easy. The worst favorite, home team favorite in all of baseball. You know who that is. It is the 51 and 54 under 50% San Diego Padres. I said on the last video, the Chargers, that was a Freudian NFL slip. They're minus $1,776 for the season. They are minus $798 at home. They're minus $978 away. They're only 41-36 is a favorite. Wow. The number one team in the AL West, Texas, regardless of who pitchers are, 60-45, is 16-16 as an underdog. They've only been an underdog 30 plus times, 16-16 as an underdog. So therefore, you take the grab to plus 70 cents. That is part of this 6-pack here. If you were to just play all 50 cents or higher, Texas is your complimentary selection. Again, as not being a handicapper, obviously I could care less who the pitcher is. My brother could be the pitcher. Your mother could be the pitcher. I would never lay ever that stupid price on the worst favorite at home in all of baseball, which is the Padres. Take Texas.
Well, there you go. There you have it. You got a nice plus money winner for the Texas Rangers today. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised to see that they're getting this kind of price as well. But
it's just amazing when I see these, and I think I think that this whole line making process for the last 35 years that I've been doing it takes advantage of people's obsession with pitchers. Because when you look at it, like I said, there's the bullpen and the closing pitchers are more important. I mean, I don't know if you track it, and I don't watch the games like you guys do. How many games get blown in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning? It's got to be an amazing amount of games.
It just feels like it more this season for sure.
Right, which tells you where I always go back to, and we've beat it to death, and we're going to be getting into football. By the way, I have my Don Best screen up. Nobody mentioned on the show, so I'll mention it for you guys. 85% of the general public is betting the Jets plus 1.5 against Cleveland. I apologize. Against Cleveland. 85% of the general public is betting the under 33.5 in the game, as the Hall of Fame game is this Thursday. So if you wanted to be contrarian early, it's not a complimentary selection. You would take Cleveland and the over.
Yeah, we got it. We're excited for NFL football, even the Hall of Fame game to say the least, for sure. But Eric, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
You got it.
If you got those bigger bankrolls, definitely make sure that you check out the Dime Club. Eric, what's the number one more time for everybody?
775-636-7676. Just send me a text message as you hear the Texans calls coming in right now, and I'm declining them. I don't know why they're watching me and they're trying to call me while they see me on the air with you live. I'll get to you when I get off the air. And that's it. Like I said, let's talk about it. Let's see if we can make you money. If not, like I said, I'm all about head on over to the premium plays. Just don't look for me online for the premium plays. I got nothing for you.
All right, Eric. Appreciate you coming on and chat with me, and we'll see you next weekend.
You got it.
Take care. Got Eric Pathy on the weekend show. Yeah, that Dime Club. It's for a niche select group of bettors. But hey, if it's something that you're interested in, definitely send a text over to Eric at that number. But anyways, we get to my play. Last play on the board, and I saved the last game for the last slot. I'm going to look at Sunday Night Baseball. I'm going to look at the Orioles and the Yankees matchup here. And this is a big matchup. There's just no denying it. You got the Yankees that just got Aaron Judge back into the fold. Doesn't look like – I don't know if he's playing today. I was trying to put him on the home run props list for tonight's action because he does have a favorable matchup against Dean Kramer in his career. But, again, I'm not seeing Judge there. And even though he brings a bit of a morale boost to the Orioles, to the Yankees lineup against the Orioles, I still got to stick with Baltimore here at home. Dean Kramer and Luis Severino, two pitchers that have had absolutely horrendous seasons by analytics and statistic measuring. You look at Luis Severino in terms of hard hit percentages in the bottom 10% of pitchers, expected batting average, bottom 3%, bottom 4% expected slugging, even in the bottom 15% in terms of strikeout rate. So he's given up a lot of hard contact. He's been getting roughed up over the course of the season, left and right. But on the other side, you've got Dean Kramer, who's kind of in that same boat, in the bottom 19% in average exit velocity. So he's given up a ton of hard contact. Not a ton of guys are chasing at his pitches. He's in the bottom 13% in chase rate. So you have two pitchers that have been really getting hit hard in a lot of starts this season. But the difference for me here is that the Orioles just keep finding ways to win with Dean Kramer on the mound. I mean, Dean Kramer, a pitcher that's 10-4 on the year, he's kind of in that Kyle Gibson class where he's a guy that's capable of winning a fair number of games, but he still has a high ERA, like an ERA around 4.5 or 5. And for me, you can still give up 4 or 5 runs in a game. As long as your team is winning, I think that's all that we care about at the end of the day. I don't think it's going to be necessarily easy for the Baltimore Orioles in this series. But again, without Aaron Judge in the lineup, I don't know if I really want any part of this New York Yankees team, until we really see this Yankees team go on a sustained run. For my money, the Baltimore Orioles have had the better bullpen over the last couple of weeks, and they're just playing the better baseball right now. We're getting a cheap price with the Orioles at home here. Any chance I get to fade Luis Severino in his current form, I think I'm definitely going to be taking part in that. So give me the Baltimore Orioles on the money line in this one on Sunday Night Baseball. I think we finish out the week in style with the O's. But again, it's gonna be the last time you're here for today. Christmas in July. We only got another day for you guys to take advantage of it. Yes, it's a big chunk with these long-term yearly passes, but use that promo code at pick at checkout. You get an extra 15% off. It's the best prices on the yearly passes for the year. Also, there's other options. Well, I got my $19 pickoff play on the board. Also got a 3-pack, so 4 plays for me in total. If you want all the plays for today, for an extra, I think it's $20. Hop on a 3-day pass. You're going to get 2 more free days worth of baseball. The week is going to get you to the Hall of Fame game. We're going to start covering NFL preseason as well. The month gets you into to the first week of college football, week 0. It's a great time of year. Football is right around the corner, and this is where it's really going to start to pick up again. You're going to get the most bang for your buck with those long-term passes. So definitely make sure you check those out at Pick Dogs Premium, whether it's just me or me with someone else, probably the 2-for-1 capper deal. But appreciate you guys for tuning in, sticking with me. We've been on the air just over an hour. Love coming on and helping you guys out to get some free winners for the weekend. For those of you who are asking about the home run prop video, I'm recording it as soon as I get off the air here. So keep an eye out for that within the next half hour. Yes, it's cutting it close to first pitch, but there's still going to be plenty of time. I'm not going to be talking about that 12 o'clock game between the Blue Jays and the Angels in that one. Quickly, B-Lane Mastermind, any thoughts on Spain versus Japan women? This might be one of the games where, both teams to score no has been very popular in this Women's World Cup tournament. I think this is a game where you do see both teams score. I could see both teams to score on over 2.5 in that game. I think that's going to be one of the more entertaining games so far that we've seen at the tournament. But yes, keep your eye out. You'll still have plenty of time to get in the action for the home run props, and they're spread out throughout the day. So if you cut it close for the 1 o'clock games, don't worry. There's still plenty of action going on throughout the afternoon. So, but again, appreciate you guys for tuning in, sticking with me. Let's crush the books on Sunday, and best of luck with all your bets.